Good morning and welcome to the Wake Up Call. My name's Kirby Wright, and I'm here just to welcome you and introduce our guest speaker and the founder of the Wake Up Call. That's Miss Cindy Wright. Cindy, you got the call.
All right. Well, thanks, Kirby. Welcome to the Wake Up Call, and good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. We are in the book Little Things Matter by Todd Smith. We are on Chapter 6, Choose Your Friends Wisely. And this is a great, great chapter. He said, when I was a kid growing up, my mom gave me all sorts of advice. Today, I can still hear saying, Todd, choose your friends carefully. Don't get mixed up with the wrong group. Mom knew children were easily influenced by their peers and that if I ran with the wrong crowd, they'd have a negative influence on my life. Mom's lessons hold true for children, teens, college students, and adults. It is well documented that our fundamental beliefs and attitudes are greatly influenced by the people we allow into our lives. If we associate with people who gossip, we are likely to gossip. If we're around people who swear and use inappropriate language, we're likely to exhibit the same behavior. After 5 years of research, Dr. David McClelland of Harvard University concluded that the choice of a negative reference group was in itself enough to condemn a person to failure and underachievement in life. Your associations are some of the most powerful factors in determining who you become and what you accomplish in your life. As an example, if you hang out with pessimistic people who are critical of you, their negative comments will likely impact how you view your abilities and your self-image. Almost 20 years ago, I heard Jim Rohn say, you will become the combined average of the 5 people you hang around the most. You will have their combined attitude, health, and income. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times we have said that quote in the last 30 years. At first, I questioned whether this could be true. Today, I know it is undeniably accurate. Recognizing this truth, how do we use it to our advantage? It's simple. If we want to advance our lives personally and professionally, we must associate with people who will have a positive influence on our lives. Do you play sports? How about board and card games? Do you notice how you step up your game when you play with better players? When we associate with others who have a greater skill set or have achieved more, we are challenged. It brings out the best in us and inspires us to do better. Observing and modeling someone's positive example will help us reach new heights. We're not just talking sports and games here. This applies to everything we do. Surrounding ourselves with optimistic people and uplifting people has a direct effect on our demeanor, confidence level, and performance. His challenge to us is to take 10 minutes right now. So when we get off this call, this is a great exercise. Take 10 minutes right now to think about the people who you spend time with on a regular basis, whether it's at home, in the workplace, or in a social context. Who are they? Which ones radiate a positive influence? Which ones transmit a negative influence? If some of your friends exert a negative influence, begin to slowly reduce the amount of time you spend in those relationships. If your family members say negative and discouraging things to you, schedule time to have a conversation. This would be hard. Help them understand how their statements are damaging and ask them to focus on encouraging you rather than tearing you down. If your place is filled with negative people, find a new place to work. Life is too short to spend it in a negative environment. And, you know, it just is so true because, I mean, all the way from, you know, raising our kids, telling our girls, you know, you really should be thinking about what this person, you know, has, if the influence they have on you. And, I mean, I can tell you when we moved from Atlanta to Houston, Morgan, our youngest daughter, was going into her sophomore year. in high school. And, oh, my gosh, she cried so much and hated us for moving her, and it was just a terrible time for her. But in the long run, oh, my gosh, getting her away from some of the people she was hanging out with proved to just be, I can't even tell you, so many of those kids ended up heroin. These were popular kids, lived in the best neighborhoods with parents that made a ton of money. They ended up on heroin. They ended up drug overdosing. Some of them ended up dying. They ended up, just getting into trouble. It was unbelievable how we saw getting her away from some of those kids and putting her into a more positive environment. She ended up just thriving in her new school eventually. So anyway, it does affect all age groups and all aspects of our life. Kirby, I'll give it to you to get your thoughts on this chapter.
All right. Yeah, the move to Houston was not to get our kids away from their peers, but it turned out that was a really good thing when we look back and realize what had happened. But Cindy said something about the people that we allow into our lives. It's are they positive, uplifting people, or are they negative, toxic, talking, stinking, thinking people? And I know back years ago, one of my first mentors in business told me this, and I had to make some decisions about the people that were in my life, the people that I allowed in my life, and I had to kind of distance myself. I didn't just disengage and say, you're no longer my friend, but I had to kind of push back a little bit and not spend as much time with them, because the more time I spent with them, the more they influenced me in that negative way. And sometimes you got to kind of reach out, and when you find somebody that is a positive influence, or you find something like this wake-up call that is a positive influence and a great way to start your day, you got to kind of pour into that, lean into that, and kind of stay away from some of those toxic talking friends that we may have had all our life, or they may have been around in our life for quite some time. And it's an important thing to understand how that can affect you, because just the little chatter, just the little conversations that you have, sometimes the slight little negative slant on it all can affect your mood and your desire and your ability to get things done. So it is an important thing to understand, and it was an eye-opening kind of epiphany for me years ago when my mentor told me that I needed to distance myself from some of the people in my life because they were affecting me in the wrong way. So, Cindy, I'll give it back to you for some final comments.
Even on social media, Kirby, if you're, I know that we have so many connections through social media. Some of those people are close friends. Some are very distant friends in that you've met one time, or they, somehow you friended each other on Facebook, or a friend of a friend, introduced you on social media. And if you're looking at those posts and they're negative, or they're gossiping about people, or talking about, there's somebody in our town that posts all the time about his relationships. It's like they're failed relationships, and why do these women keep hurting me? My heart hurts. Posting this stuff on social media that's just crazy. It's just like, why am I even reading this? This is just nothing but negative stuff. And so I think you even have to, I've kind of made a conscious decision over the last couple of months that when I see a post that there's nothing that I want to do with this person. Not in a mean way, but it's like, I don't have anything in common. I don't even really know this person, and they're posting negative stuff on Facebook, and I just have been unfriending people because I'm like, I don't need to see their stuff. I don't really know them. I don't need their negative influence on my feed. So I've just been unfriending. I've probably been unfriending like 10 people a day because I just need the positive things in my life. And so your friends are your friends, whether they're, right next to you, whether they're family, whether they're on social media. It's just critical to think about who you are hanging out with, who's influencing your mind on a daily basis. And, you know, one thing that this said about the card games or the sports, about stepping up your game when you're playing with someone, you know, that's better. It's kind of like that in social, in our social networks, in our, you know, our friends. It's like easy to hang out with somebody that you feel kind of superior to, or, you know, you feel like you're not, you know, having to prove yourself to them, or, you know, it's easy. Those are easy people to hang out with, but are they necessarily influencing you to become a better person? Are they challenging you to, you know, to do bigger things, to do greater things, are they aspiring you to read more books, or to become better, or to change a habit? Are they inspiring you to do that, or are they just keeping you in your rut that you're in, and you're not going to grow if you're hanging around them? So it's really about limiting your time with them and finding people that do inspire you, that do, you know, influence you in a positive way, that you do have to step up your game when you're talking to them. Like, hey, I better know what's going on in the world if I'm going to have a conversation with this person, because they are knowledgeable on this stuff. It makes you step up your game instead of talking nonsense with somebody about something like gossip and things that just really don't matter in life. So anyway, that's all I've got this morning, and we appreciate you guys dialing in. I'll give it back to you, Kirby, to close the call.
All right, very good. Yeah, I think I've been doing this long enough that when I see something on social media in my feed that's negative, or it starts off that way, I just stop reading it and move on. So I've just kind of got this filter built in. As soon as I encounter negative stuff or stuff that's not empowering to me, I just try and move on. On social media, it's kind of easy to scroll on past it. But anyway, great topic today. Good job, Cindy. I'm going to unmute the line so that we can say bye-bye. All right, everybody, have a great day today.
You have to do it.
Now.
Good job. There we go. I got you unmuted. Everybody have a great day today. Bye-bye now.
Great job, Cindy and Kirby.